If you're a man and you're not chasing wealth, power, or greatness, then what are you really doing with your life? Every day that you wake up without a fire to build, grow, and dominate is a day wasted. Men were not created to drift through life aimlessly. You were designed to conquer, to lead, and to create something powerful out of nothing. If you're not working to enter the winner's circle, if you're not striving to be one of the few who actually make it, then you've already accepted defeat. Most people talk about wanting success, but their actions betray them. They scroll, they waste time, they wait for motivation, and that's why they lose. Success doesn't wait. It demands hunger, focus, and relentless work. If you truly want it, it's impossible to fail. That's the truth most people can't accept. The moment you decide deep in your soul that failure isn't an option anymore, the universe starts moving in your favor. Money, success, and freedom are not luck. They are the reward for responsibility. The man who wins is the man who takes ownership of everything. You are responsible for your health, your mindset, your finances, your family, and your future. Nobody else is coming to save you. Nobody else cares enough to fix your life. You have to care. You have to wake up and say, it's all on me. Because the moment you take full accountability, you become unstoppable. That's the mindset of a real winner, a man who refuses to make excuses, who takes action while others complain, who keeps going long after others quit. The road to the top isn't easy, but that's exactly why it's worth it. The reason winning is rare is because most people can't handle discipline. Most people can't wake up every day and demand more from themselves. But if you can commit to that mindset, success becomes inevitable. Winning starts in your mind long before it shows in your life. The question is simple. Are you willing to think, live, and act like a winner before the world sees it? People often mistake financial freedom for fast cars, private jets, and lavish yachts, but that's not what it's really about. The true purpose of money isn't luxury, it's peace. It's about living without the constant stress of bills, debts, and worries. It's about knowing that when life throws problems your way, you can fix them because you have the power and resources to do so. That's what real wealth gives you: control, confidence, and calm. There was a time when men risked their lives just for a glimpse of financial freedom. They crossed deserts, faced diseases, and battled the unknown for a single chance at gold. They were willing to die for opportunity. Yet today, most people won't even open their laptops. You don't have to face danger or hardship. All you need to do is learn, work, and stay consistent, but most won't even try. That's why mediocrity is everywhere. You live in an age where every tool for success is within reach. You have the internet, access to knowledge, global connections, and endless opportunity, yet people still choose comfort over growth. They'd rather complain than compete. They'd rather scroll than study. And then they wonder why life doesn't change. The truth is simple. You either want it or you don't. If you really want success, it's impossible not to achieve it. The universe rewards effort, not excuses. Financial freedom isn't about showing off. It's about not depending on anyone. It's waking up knowing that you control your destiny. It's the relief of knowing you can take care of your family, your health, your future. It's the freedom to move, build, and live on your own terms. That's what men used to fight for, and that's what you must fight for now. If you're not even willing to type, learn, or take the smallest steps toward your goals, then you don't deserve success. Harsh truth, but truth nonetheless, because in a world disconnected, the only thing stopping you is your own laziness. Financial freedom isn't about luxury, it's about power. The power to live life on your own terms. As a man, the moment you start blaming yourself for everything that happens in your life, that's the moment real power begins. Accountability is the foundation of strength. The weak blame the world, their parents, society, or luck. The strong point the finger at the mirror and say, it's my fault and it's my job to fix it. That's where transformation begins. When you accept that every result in your life, good or bad, is a reflection of your own actions, you become unstoppable. Most men live their entire lives avoiding responsibility. They hide behind excuses like life is unfair or I just didn't get my chance. But the truth is, you've had chances, you just didn't take them. The harsh reality is no one cares about your excuses. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody wakes up thinking about how they can make your life better. The world moves on whether you succeed or fail. So take control, stop expecting sympathy, and start demanding more from yourself. If your relationships aren't working, if you're not respected, if people don't take you seriously, that's on you. Respect is earned through results, not words. A woman doesn't respect a man because he complains about his problems. She respects the man who conquers them. Every area of your life reflects your discipline or lack of it. You can either live as a victim or rise as a leader, but you can't be both. The beauty of being a man is that everything is in your hands. You don't need permission to change. You don't need luck to start winning. And under Fort Bastarasero, we're saying you don't need luck to start winning. You just need to take ownership of your story and rewrite it with action when you finally realize that your failures were your fault. And that's a good thing. You take back all your power. You stop waiting for miracles and start creating them. Accountability is freedom. Because once you stop blaming others, you realize you control everything. Every move, every decision, every habit, they're all yours. So wake up, look in the mirror, and say it clearly. Everything is my fault, and that means I can fix everything too. There comes a point in every man's life when he looks around and realizes he's had enough of being average, enough of being broke, enough of living the same meaningless routine. That moment of disgust is the beginning of transformation. When you finally say, I can't live like this anymore, you start to break free from mediocrity. The truth is, you'll never rise until you get brutally honest with yourself. Stop lying, stop pretending, and admit that you're tired of your own excuses. Most people wait for motivation, but winners don't wait. They act. Whether it's easy or hard, they do it anyway. That's the difference between talkers and doers. A man with discipline doesn't need perfect conditions. He moves forward when he's tired, when he's broke, when nobody believes in him. He understands that the climb is painful, but he also knows it's worth it. Every repel, every failure, every late night is building the version of himself he's destined to become. And you don't need the world to believe in you. You just need to believe in yourself enough to refuse to quit. The people living their dreams didn't get there by luck. They got there because they made a personal promise. It's not over until I win. No matter how bad it gets, no matter how many times they fall, they stand up again. That's the mindset of a man who refuses to be ordinary. When you get tired of being mediocre, you find a new level of focus. You stop chasing comfort and start chasing growth. You stop caring what others think and you start building in silence. Because deep down, you know your life won't change until you decide that failure is no longer an option. You either change now or you live the rest of your life wishing you did. Every great success story begins with that one moment, the moment you've had enough. That's when you draw the line. Take a deep breath and say, no more excuses. No more waiting. Say, no more excuses. No more waiting. It's my time. That's how you start winning the war against mediocrity. Time is the most valuable currency you will ever own. And the crucialest one too. It doesn't wait, it doesn't pause, and it never gives refunds. Every second you waste is gone forever. Most people fear losing money, yet they waste hours, days, even years like they mean nothing. The truth is, you're not behind because life is unfair. You're behind because you treat time like it's unlimited. Every scroll, every snooze button, every distraction is killing the man you could have been. Time is brutal and it punishes those who don't respect it. You keep saying you'll start tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. The man who masters his hours masters his destiny. The one who controls his morning controls his future. Success is not built in one massive leap. It's built hour by hour, decision by decision. Your schedule is a reflection of your self-respect. If you waste your day, you're telling the world you don't value your dreams. But winners understand this truth early. They don't have more talent. They just have more respect for their time. They wake up with purpose. They move with urgency. They know that each minute is a brick in the foundation of their empire. The difference between the rich and the poor, the winners and the watchers, isn't luck. It's how they use their time. Every moment you spend watching someone else live their dream is a moment stolen from your own progress. You're not unlucky. You're undisciplined. You're not tired. You're distracted. You waste your focus on nonsense and wonder why nothing changes. The reality is, time is not your friend. It's a ticking clock, counting down the seconds until your opportunity expires. One day, you'll look back and realize that time didn't slip away quietly. It vanished while you were busy doing nothing. That's when it hits hardest. The pain isn't from failure, it's from wasted potential. You could have been more, done more, achieved more, but you didn't respect time. Treat every minute like gold. Protect your mornings, guard your focus, because once you learn to control your time, you take control of your entire life. At the end of the day, everything comes down to one thing: discipline. It's not talent, not luck, not opportunity. It's the ability to stay consistent when most people quit. Discipline is what separates the weak from the powerful, the talkers from the doers. Anyone can feel motivated for a day, but very few can wake up every morning and do what needs to be done, even when they don't feel like it. That's where greatness is born. Discipline is the quiet force behind every success story. It's not loud, it's not flashy, and it doesn't seek attention, but it builds empires. While others sleep, you're working. While others waste time, you're improving. While others doubt, you're proving. That's how winners are made, not through comfort, but through relentless consistency. When the world tells you to take it easy, discipline whispers, keep going. You will never reach your full potential until discipline becomes your lifestyle. The gym, the business, your mindset, everything requires daily repetition. You can't demand success if you aren't willing to do the boring work that leads to it. The truth is, motivation fades, passion burns out, but discipline stays. It's the fuel that keeps you moving when your emotions fail. Every man must choose the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Discipline hurts now, but regret lasts forever. When you live with discipline, your confidence grows. You start trusting yourself. You know that no matter what happens, you'll show up and deliver. That kind of self-trust is rare. It's power. It's what makes others depend on luck while you depend on yourself. Your legacy will not be built by your words, but by your actions repeated day after day. Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you're meant to be. It demands sacrifice, but it rewards you with pride, power, and peace. So wake up early, stay focused, and train your mind to obey you. Because when discipline becomes your identity, success is no longer a dream, it's your daily reality.